Everybody, so in this weekly video of Tea with Tash, I wanted to talk about what I ate when I was pregnant. So this is a touchy subject because I know that every pregnancy, every body, every baby growing is so different, and we probably all have different health conditions, different healthcare practitioners telling us different things, or we're Googling things left, right, and center, and it's really hard to narrow down what to do. But what I do know from my personal experience and other experiences with clients is that your body really often knows what it wants when it's pregnant. And I'm not saying this to go to the extreme and be looking for, Lucky Charms and Mars bars like all day long. We want to, really create that healthy environment for our baby. But what I'm also saying is that if there's stress and anxiety attached to needing for that to be entirely perfect, and it's causing you a lot of time and energy and you feeling drained, I feel like that is worse on your body than anything. More so because we're holding on to that tension, and when we hold tension like that in our bodies, then I really feel like it's not helping the blood flow and oxygen, flow through our body, and that's what's best for our baby, and especially during labor. So again, not saying that it's to go to the extreme, but just to paint that picture for you, in that maybe I'm your girl today and I'm saying it's okay that you ate pasta at 8 a.m. So that's my number one thing, is just to go with the flow, go with what your body's telling you, and do your best. That's just it. Gain awareness, yes, through all of your, connections that are telling you to do X, Y, Z, but also do your best through all of that. So, I wanted to go through a couple yes tips and no tips of doctors that I do follow that focus heavily on prenatal whole foods and what to eat when pregnant, and they link that to mental health as well. So I find that incredibly valuable. So, excuse me. I'll go through that before I finish off with what I ate when I was pregnant. So the yeses that they recommend, the number one is natural fat. So we can get this through oils, through avocado, nuts and seeds, and some really good meats as well, like salmon. The number two that they recommend is probiotics. So yes, you can take this as a supplement added on to your diet, but things like sauerkraut or pickles, anything like that, could have some healthy probiotic microbiome stuff in there. Super scientific, right? And the third thing is going to be some good animal, preferably organic products, eating them about 5 to 6 times a week, the ones that you can handle and stomach. And those are the top 3 that these doctors that I follow recommend. So I can link as well to their recommended prenatal diet that I really do love. However, I feel like when I go through what I ate when I was pregnant, you might feel a bit better if you ate a Mars bar today. So the no's that they recommend is no refined carbs, no pastas, no breads, no blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's what they recommend. So yes, this can create an inflammatory environment for us and for our babies, and that can be linked to mental health as well. And it's already hard enough when you're pregnant. You've got hormones and emotions going all over the place, but just follow me for now. Number 2 is any kind of allergen. So yes, gluten again, but any kind of dairy added on to that can also be a trigger. And 3, sugar. So the synthetic sugars, anything like high fructose corn syrup, Sour Patches, any of those things. So those are their top 3 yeses and their top 3 nos, and it is very different from what I ate when I was pregnant. Not like super, super different. But I definitely, if I had looked at this list, I would have felt really guilty about what I was eating. So in my first trimester, to paint the picture a little bit, I was excessively triggered by everybody and anything. Very emotional, second trimester, third trimester was like, this is a piece of cake, no symptoms, everything's great, I feel level-headed. First trimester, I felt super psycho. So if anyone can relate to that high emotional state, it is really challenging to be eating asparagus and be loving life. I don't know about you, but I felt that very challenging. I was also extremely nauseous to the point, more so in the morning, from waking up to 12, nothing satisfied me unless I ate 2 things. Bagels and this special pasta recipe that you're going to think I'm super disgusting for eating at 8 a.m. once I share it with you. So generally, prior to being pregnant, here's what my diet would look like. So I follow a Herbalife nutrition program, and what it looked like is I would make a shake, like a smoothie in the morning with some healthy fats and veggies if I wanted to add any in. Then I would eat about 2 to 3 hours. So I was having a snack, mid-morning that would be like a good protein, some fruits and veggies if I wanted to. At lunch, I would have another smoothie that was packed with goodness, and then the afternoon, another snack. And evening, I would have like a really good whole foods meal with some carbs in there if I had worked out. And then I would continue on like the snacks after that every 2 hours if I was up later or whatever. And I was having lots of water, like a liter per 55 pounds of my body weight approximately, with some other things like a couple supplements and some aloe and some good tea and all that jazz. So when I became pregnant, all of a sudden there was this period from like 7 a.m. to 12 where nothing satisfied me. I still had my smoothie because I wanted to make sure I had all my good micronutrients and my vitamins and all of that. However, I was craving something really carby, like substantial. So bless my Uncle Wayne. He doesn't even know like that YouTube exists probably. Sorry, I love you, Uncle Wayne. But he wouldn't know that this is probably out there unless I showed it to him. But I'm going to share his recipe. We call it Uncle Wayne's recipe. And it's like full-on white pasta with like tomato sauce, like real tomato juice sauce, which I don't like tomatoes, but the sauce works. And then some like good mozzarella, some shredded cheese, and it's like this really great noodle casserole dish. I don't know when he first made that for us when we were little, but it turned into, for my mom, my sister, and I, we call it Uncle Wayne's recipe. And it's like white pasta, but we use Cheese Whiz, or we used when we were kids, and tomato sauce. Like, okay, I am sorry if I've lost friends by sharing this recipe, but it's not really a recipe. It's just like a craving kicker, I guess. So I was craving that when I was pregnant, maybe more so because of emotions. I don't know all the scientific background behind all of that. But yeah, like I was packing that, like 2 little bowls, 2 little like different Tupperwares at work because I was afraid to feel nauseous and not have anything around me that would satisfy me to that level of like heaviness. After around like lunchtime, I never really had hunger until like dinner. If I did eat and I was, that 2 to 3 hour time frame I was trying to follow, I felt like everything was crammed in my stomach. Even in the early days, I felt like I had a stomach ache. I felt really uncomfortable. So I had to work with that. I had to like rest when I wanted to rest and eat when I felt like my body needed to eat. And that was a hard concept for me because it flipped around like everything that I had believed before of like consistency, eating every 2 to 3 hours, like keeping my blood sugars level and la da da. So I'm like making fun of my own guidance here, but it was so true. Like in the moment, I truly believe that I was like in a state where I needed to make sure that my body was not tense and as less emotional as possible because the stress on my body and my mind was more important to me if it really affected my baby. And so I just had to like try and keep myself happy and not attach any guilt to that. So again, I'm not saying like eat Mars bars and Sour Patches all day long. Yes, those are 2 of my favorite things. But I am saying that eat healthy whole foods as much as you can and give yourself a break because it might not be like that your entire pregnancy. Second and third, that transition to like rice and chicken and some good whole foods and veggies in there. But in the early days, it was not that. It was like bagel or pasta, like one of the 2 options come at me. So if you're pregnant right now or you know someone that is, or you're reflecting on your own pregnancy journey being like, I ate like crap, I feel so bad, I'm here to tell you not to. And if you feel like you're eating something and you need someone to make you feel better, I'm your girl. Message me anytime. Yes, I do think that we need to continue again and give proper guidance, and I am not medically like recommending anything here because everyone might have different health conditions, and follow your practitioner for any, diet related questions that you might have. But I'm here to talk about the emotional side and to bring that up with your practitioners. If you feel like, you're eating something that is totally satisfying for you and you're not sure if it's the best, and look for different alternatives. Like, if you're eating a lot of chocolate, maybe look at finding like a good protein powder or something that you can mix with coconut oil, or make like a healthy chocolate version or anything like that. And by the way, chocolate when I was pregnant, I was like, oh, I was gagging, and specific meats as well. So, you know, for someone to be like, we're having salmon tonight with like a chocolate drizzle, like I would have probably vomited. So, and yet again, that's like, you know, salmon is such a healthy food. So I'm here to say, for that emotional perspective in terms of what to eat when you're pregnant, it can be very, very challenging, but to listen to your body. And if you feel like, you know, your blood pressure is going up and down, or weird things are happening to your body and you're eating a certain way, then maybe it is time to change, and your practitioner can definitely help you with that. So that is it. That's what I wanted to share. I hope all of you are still friends with me, even though I ate Uncle Wayne's recipe while I was pregnant. And if you want to try it, I will share it with you in more detail. But I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a supportive edge in terms of what you're eating when you're pregnant. So if you're looking for more self-care tips and wondering how to really establish self-care in your life, head over to tasharobitaille.com/self-care. And if the recipes I mentioned today sound good, comment yes and like this video, and please subscribe for more videos as well if you want to stay tuned with what's going on and what I'm sharing on a weekly basis. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.